Ho Chi Minh City International Financial Center must be distinctive. Expanding 1 million hectare high-quality rice project in Mikom Delta localities. And in our world news, China maps out plan to boost economic growth.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good morning. It's now 8 a.m. local time and you're watching VTV News. I'm Thu Linh with the latest updates. Now, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh on Friday issued Directive Number 1 of 2025 on proactive solutions to ensure adequate electricity supply for production, business, and people lives in 2025 and the 2026 to 2030 period. The directive sets higher socio-economic development targets, aiming for over 8% economic growth in 2025 and double-digit growth from 2026 to 2030. Requiring a 1.5-fold increase in electricity output. Annual output is also expected to rise from 12% to over 16%. To achieve this, the Prime Minister has called on relevant ministries, branches, localities, and enterprises to ensure sufficient electricity supply, review and adjust power plant aid to meet new requirements and strategic goals, and develop new green, clean, and sustainable power projects. Mikom Delta has had remarkable and significant development, especially in the fields of agriculture and rural areas. These remarks were made on Saturday by Deputy Prime Minister Lê Thành Long, Chairman of the Mikom Delta Council. Infrastructure in the Mikom Delta has been invested synchronously, ensuring better service for socio-economic activities. Localities have proactively connected for mutual support in the region. Moving forward, the Deputy Prime Minister requested ministries, branches, and localities to clearly define tasks, have feasible solutions, ensure determined implementation within their responsibilities, as well as promote public investment disbursement and develop key raw material areas. The Conference on the Arrangement Restructuring of State-Owned Enterprises and Enterprise Development for 2021 to 2026, along with tasks and solutions for 2025, was held Friday afternoon in Hanoi, chaired by Deputy Prime Minister and head of the Steering Committee for Enterprise Innovation and Development, Hồ Đức Phước. The Deputy Prime Minister stressed the need to continue researching solutions to address obstacles, particularly in land pricing and valuing state-owned enterprises during restructuring. He emphasized that equitization aims to enhance production and business efficiency, calling for a thorough review of the actual equitization process and amend legal regulations. The Ho Chi Minh City Party Committee organized a meeting on Thursday to review preparations for the conference to announce the government's resolution on the action plan for implementing Conclusion 47 of the Politburo regarding the establishment of a financial center in Vietnam. More on the following.
To achieve an ambitious 10% annual growth rate from 2025 to 2030, Ho Chi Minh City requires an estimated investment of over $180 billion USD in infrastructure. However, the allocated state budget currently covers only 30% of this demand. The International Financial Center promises to be the solution, as it would become a dynamic capital mobilization hub, fueling confidence and optimism among the business community.
The government's decision to fast-track the financial center is timely. It aligns with the expectations of the business community and supports the city's economic aspirations.
An international financial center will enhance trust, safety, and accessibility between lenders and borrowers, thereby ultimately reducing capital costs.
This innovative financial model is the first of its kind in Vietnam. Recognizing its significance, the city's leaders have urged the steering committee to leverage the city's strengths and integrate Resolution 98.
We need detailed plans for infrastructure and human resource training, which are tailored to the financial center. The government has entrusted us with this mission, and we are committed to delivering with determination.
The ambitious roadmap aims to finalize all necessary policies, mechanisms, and legal frameworks by January 2025. These will underpin the center's operational effectiveness and sustainability, setting the stage for submission to the National Assembly in May 2025.
Now, the northern province of Ninh has granted investment registration certificates and investment approval decisions for projects worth $1.8 billion, nearly matching the total foreign direct recorded in the province in 2022. Of this total, $1.67 billion comes from foreign direct investment projects, while the remainder is contributed by Vietnamese supporting enterprises. Now, last year, Ninh was the leading province in attracting foreign investment, securing over $5 billion. Notably, capital significantly increased in electricity, electronics, and semiconductor sectors, which has been key to building a high-tech supply chain and driving economic growth. At the close of Friday's morning trading session, the V-index fell more than 8 points amid low trading volume, a pattern that has persisted in the market for several months. To boost market appeal and transparency, Vietnam is taking steps to legally define and regulate stock market manipulation as a crucial measures for investor protection.
One of the securities sector's key priorities this year is strengthening market oversight through enhanced surveillance, inspections, and strict penalties for violations. The revised securities law, now in effect, clearly defines 6 types of market manipulation and outlines specific enforcement measures. Those who spread rumors or incite buying and selling in group chats to artificially inflate stock prices will face penalties.
They create chat rooms and hype up stocks, creating fake supply and demand. Once the stock drops, the chat room disappears. I believe legalizing this will enhance transparency.
Actions that mislead investors, such as groups repeatedly buying and selling the same stock or trading continuously within a session, have now been specifically defined as illegal forms of market manipulation.
Investors may be misled into thinking a stock is actively traded, when in fact, it's just a small group of accounts buying and selling among themselves without real transaction. This is a key factor that regulators use to determine manipulation.
The clear definition of prohibited actions and fraudulent behaviors in the law will provide a basis to carry out inspections and take action against violations.
The revised securities law also delegates specific responsibilities to organizations and individuals in preparing reports such as prospectuses and listing documents.
By meeting the conditions set by rating agencies, along with increasing transparency in the stock market, Vietnam aims to achieve its goal of upgrading its stock market status in 2025.
Vietnam's rice exports continue to break records in both output and revenue in 2024. Now, this achievement helps Vietnam maintain its position among the world's top 3 rice exporting countries. Last year's rice export reached an unprecedented 9 million tons, generating $5.8 billion, a 10.6% increase in volume and a 23% increase in value. Vietnamese rice now reaches markets worldwide, with the Philippines remaining Vietnam's largest importer. The African market also shown strong growth in Vietnamese rice imports. Continuing with positive updates on Vietnam's rice market. Now, last year, the country has earned over $5.8 billion in rice exports, the highest figure ever recorded. Therefore, the rice market in 2025 is forecast to be vibrant, achieving new records in production, trade, and consumption, creating both opportunities and challenges for businesses.
Over the past 3 years, the average export price of Vietnamese rice has seen an impressive increase. Export turnover has also grown at double-digit rates. However, Vietnam's rice exports are expected to face more challenges in 2025 as global rice supply is anticipated to become more abundant.
Many rice-producing and exporting countries worldwide are making efforts to boost food supply, and India has also reopened its rice export market. As a result, the average export price of rice may fall below $600 per ton.
Export businesses and experts agree, while rice prices may decrease slightly as supply recovers, Vietnamese rice can maintain its competitive edge by focusing on quality to meet importing markets' stringent standards. This emphasis on quality will be Vietnam's key advantage in the upcoming period.
We directly partner with farming households and cooperatives, sending engineers to guide cultivation practices based on market demand.
In the coming year, the rice industry will maintain its focus on high-quality varieties while addressing issues like drought, salinity, and climate change in the Mikom Delta region.
We will conduct research on which areas are suitable for cultivating high-quality, high-yield rice. Less efficient rice areas will be converted to other types, such as worm rice, fish rice, or shrimp rice.
The increasing supply, competitive prices, and stable demand will benefit consumers while contributing to global food security. However, this also means fiercer competition in the global rice market, forcing businesses to adopt more flexible export strategies.
Coming up next, expanding 1 million hectare high-quality rice project in Mikom Delta localities. And up next, An Giang province makes efforts to eliminate temporary and dilapidated houses. Welcome back to VTV News. 5 Mikom Delta localities currently implementing the 1 million hectare high-quality, low-emission rice project will expand to 53 pilot models, covering over 3,600 hectares. 4 other localities are launching 45 new models for the 2024 to 2025 winter-spring crop, covering 745 hectares. Local authorities are calling for the development of specific policies, including access to preferential loans from the World Bank. They also requested detailed guidance on investment components and additional support for cooperatives. The coffee recultivation program has transformed the Central Highlands economically after more than a decade. In the region, lush coffee gardens with higher yielding varieties are readily visible. These gardens promise new hope and prosperity for ethnic communities in the region. In the last 2 years, soaring coffee prices have further boosted this agricultural renaissance.
For this farmer, this harvest marks the second year of reaping the benefits of his replanted coffee garden. 5 years ago, inspired by his neighbor's success, the man boldly replaced 2.5 hectares of poor coffee plants with a high-yield variety. The results were remarkable. The farmer expects to harvest around 10 tons of coffee beans this year, nearly double the yield of his old crop.
My old way of cultivation resulted in 3 tons of coffee per hectare. Now, a hectare yield 5 tons of beans and the quality is even better. Coffee prices are high, and everyone in the village is feeling hopeful and excited.
With coffee prices currently dancing on the peak of over $5 per kilogram, the farmer's hard work is paying off. Lâm Dong province has replaced more than 78,000 hectares of coffee in recent years with new variety. These rejuvenated coffee gardens deliver stable incomes and a brighter future for farmers.
The new variety has not only increased productivity but also reduced pests and enhanced sustainability. To support farmers, we've introduced a replanting credit program in partnership with banks, ensuring access to financial resources for this transformative journey.
Lumdong province has 176,000 hectares of coffee. The upcoming 2024-25 crop is expected to yield over 572,000 tons of coffee beans. As coffee prices remain high, the program promises a warm, prosperous Tet for the resilient and hardworking people of the Central Highlands.
In Quảng Bình, the support level for each new house is 60 million Vietnamese đồng and 30 million Vietnamese đồng to support households to renovate and repair their dwellings. This was the latest regulation delivered in a groundbreaking ceremony to clear temporary and dilapidated houses in the area. The total estimated capital for this work is about 98 billion Vietnamese đồng, drawn from the provincial budget and the 5% savings of the state budget's regular expenditure for 2024. According to the review, Quảng Bình currently has more than 2,115 poor and near-poor households living in temporary and dilapidated houses. The province strives to eliminate these situations by September 2025. As part of the national program to replace temporary and dilapidated houses, Cham villages and the Provincial Islamic Community Representative Board in An Giang Province have launched a groundbreaking campaign for Great Unity houses. These houses will be gifted to meritorious individuals, poor and near-poor households. These efforts are giving families a sturdy foundation to celebrate a brighter new year.
For over 30 years, this man worked tirelessly to support his family, but he never had a place to call home. Thanks to the Islamic Community Representative Board and local authorities, his lifelong dream has come true with a new Great Unity house worth $3,700 USD. Featuring a concrete floor, sturdy walls, and a corrugated iron roof, the house is a fresh start for him.
We sincerely thank the Representative Board and local authorities for their great concern for my family. We're deeply grateful for their support in providing us with such a wonderful house.
At a handover ceremony in Katambong Hamlet, 3 new houses of 11,000 USDs were presented to disadvantaged families. The funds came from the Islamic Community Representative Board and contributions of local and national benefactors.
The Islamic Community Representative Board is an exemplary partner in social welfare, consistently stepping up to support families facing challenges.
It is our honor to work alongside local authorities to provide stable homes, empowering families to rise from poverty and build a better future.
In 2025, the Representative Board will allocate 17,000 USD to social security programs in the province and further efforts to eliminate dilapidated houses. These initiatives pave the way for sustainable development and improve living conditions for the Cham community.
Located in the heart of the Central Highlands, Đắk Lắk province is known as the land of epics and legends, with its ethnic locals typified by brown-skinned men and women with bright eyes. Amidst endless mountains and lush green forests, Đắk Lắk's pristine natural landscape has become a great source of inspiration for generations of Vietnamese artists.
Đắk Lắk is known as the birthplace of the famous epic poetry, Dumb Sun, the legendary tale about the goddess of the sun, and a number of unique folk festivals that have been preserved and passed down through the generations of ethnic people. Amid the awe-inspiring landscape and majestic waterfalls, Buôn Ma Thuột City, the heart of Đắk Lắk province, is also known as the coffee capital of Vietnam. The region has always left a lasting impression on visitors and become a timeless source of inspiration for artists.
The Central Highlands, including Đắk Lắk, is my never-ending source of inspiration. That's why I have always tried to render the beauty of Đắk Lắk's nature and its people into a musical form. For example, A Glimpse of Ban May is a romantic song as it conveys soulful lyrics that can tap into the universal emotion of homesickness.
Đắk Lắk province and Buôn Ma Thuột City reminds many Vietnamese people of timeless songs about the Central Highlands that convey enchanting melodies and epic lyrics, delivering the artist's deep love for the land of mystery.
I really love the Aire and Kut folk songs of the Ida people. Their folk songs awaken a range of emotions within me and inspire me to create my own music.
Duc Loc Buon Ma Thuột has been associated with many famous Vietnamese musicians such as Nguyen Khun and Trần Tien. Especially with artists born in this land, their songs truly conquer the hearts of listeners.
The first days of the new year recorded a sharp increase in international visitors to Vietnam via both air and sea routes. Notably, Fuk Island, Kiên Giang Province, the only location in Vietnam offering a 30-day visa exemption policy for all tourists worldwide, is becoming a hotspot for international visitors.
Phu International Airport received 60 to 62 flights daily, including over 30 international flights. This is an increase of nearly tenfold compared to the same period last year.
Phu is a very famous place in Korea, so almost Korean people like Phu place.
Currently, the room booking rate for the Lunar New Year holiday has reached 90%. All accommodation venues in Sunset Town have achieved room occupancy rates of 85% or higher for months, a fourfold increase compared to the same period last year.
We are planning to improve the business facilities for the next season.
This surge is due to the most beautiful weather on the Phu Island, the annual peak season for international visitors, the visa exemption policy, and the availability of direct flights. Additionally, the multi-experience performance programs with 2 nightly fireworks displays also add to the island's attraction. Currently, Kiên Giang Province is piloting high-speed night ferries, transporting passengers between the mainland and Phu Quoc from 4 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Strategically, the direction is to develop Phu Quoc into a unique island city, a national, regional, and international scale tourist resort center.
Phu Quoc is set to feature several international high-end hotel brands. The Phu Island aims to become a prime destination for hosting major international events, with the goal of attracting 23 million arrivals by 2030.
Coming up next in our world news, China maps out plan to boost economic growth. And later on, Germany launches online portal for visa applications. China will sharply increase funding from ultra-long treasury bonds in 2025 to spur business investment and consumer-boosting initiatives. Speaking at a press conference on Friday, the Deputy Secretary General of the National Development and Reform Commission said special treasury bonds would be used to fund large-scale equipment upgrades and consumer goods trade-ins. Consumers can trade in old cars or appliances and buy new ones at a discount, and a separate one that subsidizes large-scale equipment upgrades for businesses. China's economy is facing many new challenges as the country experiences struggle in both its real estate and consumption sectors amid escalating trade tensions with the US and Europe. Tech giant Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to settle a proposed class action lawsuit over allegations that it used its virtual assistant to eavesdrop on iPhone users. The proposed settlement would resolve 5 years of litigation stemming from accusations that Apple used Siri to record conversation from users of its devices. Some of the recorded conversations were also shared with advertisers, the lawsuit asserted. If the settlement is approved, tens of millions of consumers who own iPhones and other Apple devices from September the 17th of 2014 through the end of last year could file claims. Each consumer could receive up to $20 per Siri-equipped devices covered by the settlement. Germany's foreign ministry has launched a new digital platform for visa applications. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock called it a real administrative revolution. The digital portal aims to ease access to necessary documents for those wanting to work, study, or join their family in Germany. The applicants can choose between 28 categories of national visa online. The new portal is available since January the 1st of 2025 to all 167 of Germany's visa offices all over the world. Germany's economy is facing an estimated demand for up to 400,000 new skilled foreign workers each year to address critical labor shortages. New York has brought back its historic R19 trains, which were in service between the 1930s and 1970s. With its ceiling fans, light bulb lighting, and period advertisements, these vintage trains inspire locals to dress up in their finest old costumes. The vintage train is set to become a key attraction in the tourist program for travelers over the festive season.
These carriages were introduced in the 1930s and withdrawn in 1977 in favor of more modern cars. With a touch of nostalgia, the metal-colored train now back in service is still in its original state. Paddle ceiling fans swirl overhead and incandescent light bulbs lend a theatrical vibe.
So everything about this is vintage, from World War II era, the 1930s and 1940s, the light bulbs, the wicker seats, the ceiling fans, no air conditioning, no PA system. This is what it was like.
As these old trains are not equipped with a public address system, volunteers announce stops when the train is about to arrive.
It used to be in the early part of the 1900s, people would have to live very close to where they lived and where they worked and where they went to school. But because of the advent of the subway system in 1904, people could travel in a short amount of time, and that's what created the growth of the cities.
Some New Yorkers were so delighted to learn of this periodic reintroduction that they dressed up in period costumes. This is also an opportunity for the older passengers to recount their memories and perpetuate this history, which is part of the city's heritage.
And up next is the weather forecast. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or visit our YouTube channel, VTV4Go. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at 3 p.m. local time.